Hi there, I'm Hannah Taylor, Chief Executive here at AGK Cheshire. We're really sorry that you weren't able to join us for one of our second anniversary celebration and strategy launch events. This is a video of the full presentation that we shared. It's about 20 minutes long, so please grab a brew and join me for a look back at what we've achieved so far and what we are focusing on for the future. We are grateful to you for being part of our team at AGK Cheshire, and we hope you enjoy being part of the only local charity dedicated to supporting older people across the whole of Cheshire. At AGK Cheshire, we listen, we care, and we provide the essential support people in later life need. Our reach is unique in Cheshire. Our helpline connects anyone in the region to the expert advice they need. Our services help people retain their independence and feel more connected to the world around them. This wraparound approach helps older people to navigate an often all too complicated health and social care system to get the support that they need. On the 1st of July 2026, we celebrated our second anniversary, and I've selected some reasons I think we have to celebrate from our achievements during the 25-26 financial year, our very first full year as a merged organisation. So firstly, our financial performance. The changes to the national insurance liabilities forced the proposal of a deficit budget for 25-26. However, we are pleased to have ended the year with a smaller deficit than originally planned due to exceeding expectations with income generation. Our retail performance equates to 6% increase in gross income and a 3% increase in net contribution. This is a fantastic achievement against a very challenging backdrop for the high street in general, and specifically charity retailers with the rise of personal online selling. It is down to the incredible efforts of our retail team of staff and volunteers and how well they know their communities and the loyalty that they have built with their customers and donors. So our charity continues to maintain a strong and healthy balance sheet. Secondly, our progress in integrating two organisations into one. One of my key priorities on joining AGK Cheshire in November 2024 was to develop and deliver an integration plan. That covered the operational work of systems, processes and procedures, and I'm delighted to report the external validation we received for all of our hard work. We successfully retained the Age UK Quality Advice Standard, an external advice quality standard for our newly integrated information and advice service, demonstrating the high quality of service we have continued to provide. We also had an exceptional outcome from our charity quality standards audit in December 2025, with no non-conformances and no identified areas for improvement. Our auditor reported a high level of good practice and passion from everyone she met with. I know from speaking to other Age UK chief executives that whilst important for assurance on quality compliance, all of these external audits are arduous, and to have achieved such high success with them all so shortly after merging is a huge achievement. Operational integration is impossible without the engagement of our staff and volunteers, and everyone pulled together to work as one organisation. Of course, there were challenges along the way, but it was the mindset of our people, united in our belief that the merger would enable us to better serve the county of Cheshire, that made this happen. This positive culture was evident in the results of 2 staff surveys that we've conducted since merging. We maintained a consistent and strong employee net promoter score of 46 in both. According to the external benchmarking, a score over 30 is above average, indicating a robust and positive employee sentiment. We also introduced some changes to our internal communication, and we're pleased to see 93% of our staff reporting feeling well informed about organisational updates. Our new volunteer coordinator, Helen Jones, joined us just over a year ago and has made significant progress on our plans to enhance our volunteering experience. We will be launching our first volunteer survey since merging after the summer, and we look forward to hearing what you think of the changes we have made and any suggestions that you may have for the future. The most important reason that we have to celebrate our achievements is the difference that we have made to people across Cheshire. Last year, we reached 3,686 individual people across Cheshire. Just over 3,000 of these people had not accessed support from Age UK Cheshire before. On average, we supported 582 people per month, providing over 27,200 instances of local support. Our team helped to identify almost 1.5 million in unclaimed benefits. This is money that transformed lives and means older people do not have to make impossible choices between heating their homes or having a decent meal. We also increased our capability to report on the positive impact we are making, although we do recognise there's more that we can do to better demonstrate the impact we are making across all of our services, to better represent the difference that we are making. We introduce Net Promoter Score questions more consistently across all of our service feedback surveys. So this is the question, would you recommend Age UK Cheshire to someone else? And we achieved a Net Promoter Score of 88. A score above 50 is considered excellent, and above 75 is exceptional. So a score of 88 is well above that exceptional benchmark. Our Green Connections project, we found that 75% of people supported stated a positive change following involvement with the project. And our Scams project continues to demonstrate strong outcomes, with 99% of attendees reporting that they felt more knowledgeable about how to reduce the risk of being scammed, and 99% knowing how to report a suspected scam. I'd like to share with you a story that I heard during my first week here at Age UK Cheshire, and it came from Emma in our Scams Awareness and Aftercare project. Emma told me about an older woman in Cheshire she was supporting who was sadly a victim of romantic fraud, losing £90,000. That's £90,000. Now, Emma is the only person that this woman has felt comfortable disclosing her fraud to. Let's just let that sit for a while. This is a woman who has been targeted and victimised and has lost £90,000. She doesn't want anyone who knows her to know. She hasn't told any of her family or any of her friends, but she feels comfortable opening up to Emma from Age UK Cheshire and being honest about the impact it's had on her. With Emma's support, she began to rebuild her confidence, reconnect socially, and she's begun dating again. This was a project that was run by Age UK Cheshire East, and through our merger, we are now delivering this project across Cheshire. The expansion of this project is an excellent example of the benefits of our merger, taking our award-winning expertise from East Cheshire into West Cheshire so that older people pan-Cheshire can benefit from our support. Now, unfortunately, we lost part of the funding for this project, but through our ambitions to grow our fundraising, we want to continue this project across Cheshire. Because without Emma and Age UK Cheshire, who would she have turned to? This next slide has some quotes from people who have received support from Age UK Cheshire. I won't read them all, but I'll leave them up for a minute so that you've got a chance to read them through, and I'll take the opportunity to just have a little sip of water. These are real life quotes from people who Age UK Cheshire have made a difference to their lives. They are powerful and they demonstrate to us all the difference that we are making. So whatever your role in Age UK Cheshire, thank you so much for making all of this possible. Now let's look at the next stage of our future, our new strategy. In March 2026, we held our first board strategy away day since merging. Our Board of Trustees worked together with our senior leadership team to produce this, our Age UK Cheshire North Star. This set the direction for our next strategic cycle. Now, there are so many choices we could make, but we have to be realistic and accept that we can't do it all at once. So following on from our strategy away day, we asked ourselves some important questions. Who needs us most? Where are people really struggling? What are the biggest challenges people in Cheshire are facing as they grow older? And thinking about these questions helped us to focus on what we want to achieve over the next 3 years. We are delighted to launch our 5x5 strategy, sharing the 5 strategic objectives we will deliver by our 5th anniversary as a merged organisation. For Age UK Cheshire, we exist to tackle the challenges people face as they grow older in Cheshire. We are a values-led organisation, and every decision and action that we take is driven by our commitment to be respectful, honest and person-centred. The 5 strategic objectives that we will deliver by our 5th anniversary of a merged organisation are, number 1, we will extend our reach and deepen our impact across Cheshire. It's important that we focus on both our reach and impact. Whilst we want to reach more people, focusing on reach alone can risk diluting the difference that we make. So we want to extend our reach and deepen our impact. We will be here for everyone who needs us via our telephone helpline, whilst also focusing our community support for those who are having the hardest times. We will increase our provision of community-based services in identified geographical areas, and we will work with older people living in these areas where we believe that there's a gap in service delivery to determine what support could make the greatest difference. We will focus on crisis prevention. Now, there will be a few strands to this objective. We need to ensure that more people have access to the right information earlier. Many of the older people we support come to us when they've reached a point of crisis. They've been putting up with their situation for too long. But we want to reach people earlier because we know that in doing so, we can have a positive impact on their life and prevent issues escalating. Prevention is also where we know from experience that we can bring value to partnering with the NHS, adult social care and the voluntary sector to deliver community-based preventative support. In addition, we will support healthy ageing and proactive interventions that support ageing well. We will promote the benefits of early prevention through our marketing and awareness raising work and as part of our fundraising with community groups and corporates. Number 3, we'll focus on a fairer later life. Everyone across Cheshire should get the support they need, but right now that isn't the case. So we'll use research and data to understand different experiences and we'll work with others to drive changes to the health and social care system. For example, data shows the population groups who are at greatest risk of poverty in later life are women, renters, carers, racially minoritized groups, single people, and people living with long-term health conditions or disabilities. So our targets for information and advice support, for example, will focus on ensuring that our demographic reflects these groups. And if it doesn't, do something about ensuring that we are easy to reach for these demographic groups. I'd like to share a couple of statistics from a report from 2023. So 34% of pensioners who were socially renting and 35% of private renters were in poverty. 34 and 35%, and that is compared to only 12% of homeowners. Looking at carers, so 20% of carers over 65 were living in poverty compared to 13% of non-carers, 20% compared to 13%. We believe that we can help to bridge those gaps. We will be more assertive in sharing the difference that we make. We know our staff and volunteers are making life-changing differences to older people every single day. However, we need to get better at sharing the difference that we are making. We need to improve how we use data and how we tell stories to demonstrate our impact. This objective centres on improving our ability to demonstrate the impact we are making and then determining what we're going to do with that meaningful, qualitative and quantitative data once we have it. How we share it with strategic stakeholders to influence positive action and to position ourselves as a strong potential partner, and how we present it externally to drive our income generation. It's about the story we articulate about the difference people can make by joining our mission. And number 5, we will stabilise our financial position. This strategic timeframe covers a period of investment into our services and investment to transform our fundraising. Ensuring we are on track on the journey to balancing our annual budgets will be vital to our long-term viability. That journey covers diversifying our income and growing voluntary support, alongside managing our expenditure, ensuring we have a proportionate infrastructure. This objective is part of our long-term plan to transform how we fund our charitable services by growing our fundraising to become a key source of income alongside our retail, our charge for services and commission services, therefore enabling us to grow services that older people across Cheshire tell us will make the biggest difference to their lives. We'll do this by building relationships and long-term loyalty with new supporters by demonstrating the impact that we can make together in our local community. We'll talk openly about the difference Gifts in Wills could make to our charity, how people can make Cheshire a better place to grow older for years to come by considering leaving a gift in their will to Age UK Cheshire. Underpinning our strategic objectives are our strategic drivers. These are fundamental elements that will likely shape any strategic cycle. 5 of them may be familiar to you as they are taken from our previous strategic objectives. They drive our direction. They are championing the lives of older people, relieving loneliness, reducing poverty, increasing independence, and valuing our people. We have also added increasing effectiveness, which we believe articulates our approach to balancing efficiency and quality. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about our new strategy, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We would love to hear from you. My email address is on the screen, or you can speak to your line manager as a member of staff or a volunteer. We are united in our mission, vision, and new strategy because we know that together we can make Cheshire a place where older people are not just seen, but respected and valued every single day. Thanks again for watching. Take care.